1 minute. Hello, race fans, and welcome back to round number 2 here at Watkins Glen. Race 2 will begin shortly. We had a really great start to week number 10 as we saw Nigel Baines take the victory in race 1 with a close finishing number 5 car of Greg Carr finishing second. Third was Glenn Sidman there to round out the podium in a really good showing in race 1. Here we are. This is GrosSim TV. I'm JD Smith. Alongside me in the booth is Kane Kraft, and really happy to bring you race 2 here. Once again, this is one of the rare times that we're not broadcasting completely live. We did pre-record the races because we had a little special event this week. As you'll see on the ticker, if you notice, you'll see some of the broadcaster names. I'm JD Smith. Alongside me in the booth is Kane Kraft, and this is the first annual broadcaster challenge at the Glen, and we were competing just for the golden microphone, and Avery Bradley finished highest in race 1. I always say that. I apologize. Avery McDonald, and I always say that. I don't know why. But Avery finished in the 9th position, and then second place in the points would be Kane Kraft. He was the second highest finishing, and then myself, J.D. Smith, finished last there out of us 3 in the first race. So it's been fun to this point. Here we are in race number 2, getting ready to get things warmed up, Kane, and the guys have already been gridded, and they're going to be gridded from the race 1 finishing, and this is how they will line up. Row 1 will be Nigel Baines and Greg Carr. Row 2 will be Glenn Sidman and Jason Lundy. Row 3 will be Nils Jordan and Chris Hogan. Row 4 will be Tony Klusterman and Trevor Pickett. Row 5 is going to be Avery McDonald and Kyle Herron. Row 6 will be Zach Baker and J.D. Smith. Mark Myers in row 7 with Peter Hebron. Row 8 is going to be Mario Gerard and Jason Fox. And row 9 will be the number 14 of Kane Kraft and Danil Manningkov. And that's how they're going to line up here for race number 2. They're already down there on the grid, already have warmed the tires up for the warm-up lap and are getting ready to have a fantastic start here in race number 2, Kane. What's some of the things we can look for here as the guys get ready to go green shortly?
Well, I would look to make sure that everybody can get through turn 1 safe. That's going to be ideal in this second race, is making sure you get a good, clean start. And if that don't happen, there's a chance that you could wind back in 19th place or so and trying to catch back up for the rest of the entire race.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, one of my keys to the race, is we're going to have a little bit of strategy play here in this second race, as there is a mandatory 4-tire pit stop, and they're going to need to stop, and they're going to have to probably stop, and some damages will probably need to be repaired if they have any damage. So it's going to be really fun to see who can get right at a 17-second pit stop. It'll be amazing to see. Pit stops usually come and change the field a little bit, because these guys in the GV8, they don't make stops every race, so when they do, it can change the race a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on that as we get ready to go green, and as always here in the GV8, and we always go to my good friend Kane Kraft, who always loves to get ready to take a screen. So, Kane, I'm going to let you take it away here in just a second, buddy.
Yeah, looks like they're getting ready to get started here in 3, 2, 1. The revs are getting ready to rise.
And they're off. Yeah, this is great. Let's see how things get started here. It's going to be really fun to see how the guys can react here in race number 2. And heading down towards turn 1 right now, Greg Carr and Nigel Baines are leading the race. Nigel out in front. Right now in third, Glenn Sidman. Fourth, broke away, is going to be Mario Girard. A great job by him.
Oh, Daniil gets sideways.
Oh,
Lundy
man.
gets into Daniil. He's into the wall.
Oh, big trouble right there. Who's going to all get caught up? Kane Kraft just got turned around as well. Tough break for Kane right there. Big, tough break. I hate that for the number 25 Bones Ford Falcon driver, Kane Kraft, and fellow broadcaster.
Yeah, some serious damage there. A little hard keeping it going straight for Kraft.
Oh, man.
Bones on Fox car.
Yeah, you're doing a fantastic job, Kane, of able to keep that car going with that much damage. You don't realize it, but you're saving a lot by not getting that thing towed that far. That's a really good job to try to take it back to pit road, man. That's a killer job. Sorry to see Kane Kraft in that kind of damage there. Right now, looking up the field, up there in the number 24 car, J.D. Smith was able to escape the battle, and right behind him, he has a tough battle in Zach Baker in the 513, Peter Hebron in the number 13, and Mark Myers as well in the Fago car. So good battles all together through there. It's going to be fun to see. Looking up through the field a little bit more. Oh, off track happens right now for Trevor Pickett. He's able to rebound nicely. He'll be okay. Here we are currently on lap number 2, and out in first place right now is Nigel Baines with a close battling Greg Carr in second place. Both drivers head through the bus stop, around to the carousel, and Nigel Baines, he was the winner in race 1, Kane, and he would love nothing more than to get another win. But a great job by second place finishing Greg Carr in race 1 as well. So going to be fun to see these two battle here in race number 2. Looking behind them, a fantastic battle as we have some drivers all in a row there. We have Glenn Sidman, Mario Girard, Chris Hogan, and Tony Kloosterman all right there. 4 cars in battling close together there. Niels Jordan with Jason Lundy right on his tail. And then we don't want to leave out Jason Fox, Niels Jordan. Got a lot of good drivers all through there, so it's going to be fun to see how these battles break out here as they just went over the line to start lap number 3 just a moment ago.
On board now with Greg Carr as he looks toward catching up with Nigel Baines going down the long straightaway.
Yeah, and as we're looking on board, love doing the onboard views here. Look at him going down this straightaway. Here you see him easing on the brakes as he gets over into the bus stop, hits both curbs beautifully, gets on the inside curb right there of the entrance here to the look how tight he holds to the carousel here, keeping that right tire on the yellow line, barely touching the rumble strip, brings the car all the way out on exit to maximize the usage of the track. Back on the accelerator hard, washes off the speed as he goes into turn number 7 here. He's going to hug that inside yellow line beautifully. On exit, he'll hit the yellow line on the exit curb. Here you'll see him on entrance. He'll do the same through turn 8, which is very tough. It's easy to get loose through here. Use every bit of the exit curb there and all the way power through the start-finish line. And that is a great finish lap right there. End of a lap for Greg Carr as he's trying to catch up to our current leader, Nigel Baines. Good footage right there, Kane. Tell you right now, Jason Lundy and Niels Jordan putting on a show for us right now, battling for the 6th position. Niels Jordan trying to put a little space in between him and the number 12 Woody's Lewis Ford Falcon. Jason Lundy really looking good right now as he's using every bit of the draft on that back straightaway heading up towards the bus stop.
Mario Girard and Glenn Sidman having a heck of a battle. Mario
Oh,
Gerard just to the
Glenn.
inside in the carousel, takes the pass, and puts Glenn Sidman back in fourth, third, fifth.
Well, fixing to be fourth because now it looks like Tony, it's actually going to be fifth now as Tony Klusterman eases up into the fourth position. And that's a big move right there by both Mario Gerard and Tony Klusterman, Kane. Good job by both drivers. That's definitely what you call capitalizing on your opportunities. And this has just been a great race so far. Right now, another battle going on back in the field between Peter Hebron and J.D. Smith for the 12th position, or the 11th position, excuse me, and then Mark Myers battling with Peter Hebron behind him. Mark Myers really stepping his game up here in both races here at Watkins Glen. It must be a favorite to him, or he's really starting to improve this season. We've seen him, we mentioned it in race 1, he's a rookie driver, and we see him really stepping his game up here. Right
Peter
there, Peter
Hebron's
Hebron.
off the track.
And that Mark Myers slowed down as well, got his brakes locked up too back there. It's going to allow the number 24 Get 30 MX car to break away a little bit and have a little breathing room for a little while. Looking on up the track right now in the 10th position is a fellow broadcaster as well. That's going to be Avery McDonald in the number 29. He finished the 9th, and all he's got to do is finish ahead of Kane Kraft and J.D. Smith and take the golden microphone. It'll be fun to see if he can hang on to that, Kane.
Yeah, he had a good clean race last race and finished up in the top 10. So all he has to do is finish this race clean, and he'll win the golden microphone.
Yeah, and it's going to be cool to see. It's first time ever. You know, that's just the way it is, and hopefully we'll see some good racing here. I know we will here in race 2. Man, I tell you what, Mario Gerard, looking back at him and Glenn Sidman side to side going up through the S's, Mario will get a bit of an advantage and actually pull ahead of the number 83. And this is a fun battle right here. Battle for fourth, or excuse me, is that for third position? Or fourth. I think it's fourth right now. Mario having to slow up a little bit before he gets to the bus stop. He got on the brakes a little early there. What a battle we have with Glenn Sidman, Nils Jordan, and Jason Lundy right there, Kane. That is 3 tight cars.
Yeah, Nils Jordan slipped right up in there to get in front of Glenn Sidman and put Glenn back into the 6th position. But I've got a feeling we'll see the silent stalker catch back up and get those positions back.
Yeah, he is nothing short of spectacular, and he showed it in race 1, getting the podium, getting in the 3rd position there in the first race, and he battled all the way back from a 6th position there. We've seen him do it again. He's got a tough battle with Jason Lundy on his tail, though. Jason Lundy looking fantastic here in the Woody's Lures Ford Falcon here in race number 2. Kyle Herron's creeping up on the field as well back there. So Kyle Herron trying to make a move as well. He's back in the 8th position. He's riding solo. So if these guys get to battling, that'll help Mr. Kyle Herron hopefully catch on up. Trevor Pickett back in the 9th position, trying to move up as well. And then we talked about Avery Bradley back in 10th. That's how it rounds out right now. Looking at the front of the field right now, Kane, got to give it up to our leader who won race 1 back-to-back weeks. And here he is leading again. It's Nigel Baines in the number 36 Spotty Dog Cakes M² Ford Falcon. And I'm telling you what, he's holding off Greg Carr nicely, and Greg Carr is one of the best, so for him to hold off the number 5 like that and to get a lead on him, this is quite impressive by the number 36.
Yeah, he's got just over a 2-second lead on Greg Carr, so that's on a track like Watkins Glen. It don't take much to get that 2 seconds back if Nigel were to get a tire off or to just slide a little going into turn 1 or any of the other turns for that matter, but 2 seconds is pretty easy to gain back, but it can definitely be tough on a track like this when you've got a driver like Nigel Baines that just don't hardly ever make a mistake like that.
Tell you what, Glenn Sidman trying to catch up to Nils Jordan right now. Nils Jordan did a really good job breaking a little space, and poor Jason Lundy had just a slight mess up, got a little loose back there towards the start-finish line a minute ago, and that's what caused him to break away, because he was right on the bumper of the number 83 True Blue Ford Falcon driver of Glenn Sidman, the silent stalker. And now here he is, the number 83, getting up on Nils Jordan in the number 5. and this could be something crazy in just a minute as they're going around the carousel on exit right now. Oh, and Glenn Sidman gets a little bit of greenery on the tires, gets a little bit of grass there, and that's going to slow him down a hair, and that's going to let Nils Jordan breathe for a minute anyhow. Trouble in the back of the track for Tony Kloosterman in the number 121 car. Not quite sure what happened there, but he did get slowed up for a minute, and Tony Kloosterman may have to head down pit road to get some repairs done. And that is what's going to happen. The number 121 Never Quit Racing Ford Falcon is heading down pit road right now to get some repairs done. This also is a 4-tire mandatory pit stop, so better for him to go ahead and get it out of the way. Did he get in an incident with Kane Kraft there, or is trying to see what happened?
No, it looked like he. I seen him into the far wall and just about ready to go into turn 8 there, but I don't know exactly what happened to him.
Tell you right now, trouble for Mark Myers. He gets loose and gets turned around into the back wall over there. And right now, I was watching the view from Kane Kraft, and I saw it in the back of the screen there. I'm watching again. Peter Hebron and J.D. Smith got a great battle going on right now for the 11th position. They still battling for that position and got a tight battle. Peter Hebron coming up here on the bus stop. You see Kane Kraft there in the rearview mirror with Chris Hogan behind him and Jason Fox. So it's a good little battle. Heading through the bus stop, here they are heading around the carousel, and J.D. Smith able to get a little bit of room there as Peter Hebron slowed up a little bit there, and that's going to allow me in the 24 there to break away for a little bit. I need some breathing room there because pretty tight racing there. You see Kane Kraft right behind Peter Hebron. Great little battle between those two right now. And you see right now Peter Hebron in the number 6 Martini Ford Falcon trying to break away if he can, but he has a close battle in Kane Kraft there in the number 14 Bones Ford Falcon. And they're going to have some company real quick. Kane Kraft may have some company with Chris Hogan and Jason Fox on their tail back in 11. Oh, and there's trouble for Peter Hebron, Kane. Trouble big time. There's a big wreck for Peter Hebron. I think he just got it loose.
Yeah, he locked the brakes up, and it kind of turned him to the right a little bit, and that's it took him straight into the wall.
So that's a big break there for J.D. Smith, and if we're watching right now, you see Kane Kraft coming up on J.D. Smith on the straightaway here, and he's going to try to step out. Chris Hogan is going wide, and Kane tucks back in, going into the bus stop here, and Chris Hogan and Kane Kraft got a great little battle going on right here. Kane able to get a great job out through the carousel. Here they are on the exit of the carousel coming up in just a second. And you'll see Chris Hogan try to go to the outside to make a move. Not going to be able to pass Kane Kraft right there. Good little battle right here going on. And Jason Fox is just tucked in behind Chris Hogan right there. This is a great little four-way battle. And trouble there to the inside. I got JD gets a little loose. Him and Chris Hogan side to side. And Chris Hogan's going to make a big jump right there and pass ahead of the whole crowd right there. So that was a rough little move right there. Here you see Jason Fox going down on the inside. He cuts it early there, Kane, and that's going to cause trouble. He cut it into the grass, and when he came out, he got into the front of Chris Hogan there, and luckily that could have been really, really bad for a lot of drivers there. Unfortunately for Jason Fox, as he got the worst of it there. And that is a tough break, definitely. Oh man, and there you see Tony Kloosterman coming up through, and saw Kane Kraft get into the wall a little bit, and J.D. Smith, both drivers are going to get into the wall. That's going to slow both drivers up for a little bit. Don't know how bad the damage is on either car. Hopefully not too bad. Tony Kloosterman really blistering speed through there. He is really moving and grooving and trying to get back up towards the front. His next on the agenda is going to be the number 10 car of Chris Hogan, and that's going to be a fun battle. We see the 10 car off the track, and Tony Kloosterman is going to be able to make the pass on him, and Chris Hogan going to have to surrender a position to the number 121 driver, the Never Quit Racing Ford Falcon. So
Whoa,
Chris, oh,
Tony's off
trouble.
into the wall. Ah, bad luck for Tony as he locked him up, sent him sideways, sliding across the turn one there and into the
Man,
barrier.
what a crazy turn of events there for Tony Klosterman. He was battling his way back up through the field. An unfortunate event right there. Thanks for catching that, Kane. I saw it in the corner of my eye. I couldn't get it out. It just happened so fast. Man, I tell you what, a good job right now by Nils Jordan up in the 3rd position in the redback Ford Falcon in the number 5 right now. He's got Jason Lundy on his tail, but he's got about a second lead over Jason Lundy right now. So Nils Jordan looking really fantastic here in race number 2. Something happened to Glenn Sidman there in the number 83 True Blue Ford Falcon. He has fallen back to the 8th position currently. It's going to be fun to see if he can try to battle his way up. He is the silent stalker, and he is that way for the reason he can sneak back up into a podium finish like it's nothing, and
Yeah,
nobody
he
will
already
even
took
know
his
it.
pit. Is what's happening. He already took his mandatory pit stop, and he had a pretty good pit stop, 16.4 seconds. So we'll see when the pit stops wash out how it goes.
Leader Nigel Baines going down the pits right now, Kane. It's going to be fun to see how the leader does in the pits, as it could be a very crucial moment in the race if something goes wrong. So he's heading into his pit stall right now, and man, I tell you what, it looks like he may have stopped a little short of his stall. He did. He's going to have to reset and move forward. That's going to cost him some time, Kane, for Nigel Baines. Tough break there. That's got to help out Greg Carr big time.
Yeah, he only had a few seconds up on Carr, so costing him a couple seconds in the pits is not something that he wanted to see right now. So we'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I was just watching Nigel go into the pits there, and unfortunate slip up right there. And Greg Carr, currently in the lead right now, is making his he's trying to make up some time. He didn't see what happened to Nigel, but he's got to keep moving forward and in hopes that he can get a win out of this.
Yeah, as if he got a good entrance and exit into the pit lane, there is a chance that he could make up that time.
And just going back, looking through some of the things in the race right now, Nils Jordan currently side to side right now with Chris Hogan. And Chris Hogan is looks like he's back in the 9th position, trying to stay out in front of Nils Jordan there. Nils Jordan is in the 4th position. So with drivers taking pit stops, it's shaking up the field a little bit, but it still leaves for some good battles on track. Even though they may not be for a direct position, it can have a huge effect after every driver has made their pit stops.
Yeah, we've got looks like Avery McDonald, Trevor Pickett, Jason Lundy, and Greg Carr still yet to pit.
Yeah, Nigel Baines on his way back out. He is currently in 4th position, but has made his pit stop. That stopping just shy of the pit stall did cost him probably about 3 or 4 seconds. So he's going to have to make that up. And we've seen it time and time again. He is more than capable of doing so. He is one of the fastest cars on the track this weekend. So it'll be exciting to see if he can make up that time and attack and take the position back from Greg Carr in just a little bit.
Yeah, he has definitely got some serious pace. Let me bring up the fastest laps here. He's definitely turning some seriously fast times. 1:12.273 is his fast time. Greg Carr at 1:12.434. Tony Klosterman at 1:12.60. Good lap for Tony.
Man. And for those that don't remember, Tony Klosterman got into the incident a little earlier. It caused him to fall back, but he's still in the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. Currently in the 10th position is the number 121 Never Quit Racing Ford Falcon. So that's good news for Tony Klosterman. Right now, I tell you what, if you're looking at little broadcaster battle going on right now. If you look at Avery McDonald, he's got J.D. Smith out in front of him. A little bit of the broadcaster challenge right here. Avery McDonald coming up on him in a hurry, and this could get interesting really fast as we have Mario Girard behind Avery, and this is a good little battle through the bus stop heading into the carousel, and got a nice little about a 3-car length lead over Avery right now. See if he can hold it for a little bit. And he looks good for right now, Kane. It's a nice little lead, but both broadcasters battling it out right now. Avery does have the advantage, so if he can hang on to his position right now, he'd be flawless. He currently is in the 5th position, but he has not made his pit stop yet. He's side by side going into the turn 8 here, heading towards the start-finish line. This is a crucial moment in the race. Both side by side heading down towards turn number 1 here. This could get crucial, and they head into the turn, and I don't know if Avery locked his brakes up or what, but it slowed him down a good bit there through turn 1. He had the run on the number 24 car and kept it going, so crazy little move there. We see Avery working his way up through the upward S's. That actually helped Mario Girard make up some time there. And we're going to see Mario Girard. It's going to be 3 wide into the straightaway right now, Kane. And heading to the bus stop. Luckily, everybody gets through safe, but we got 3 cars battling it out right now. And this is a fun little battle.
Yeah, Mario Girard definitely caught up there, and is definitely putting the pressure on Avery. If Avery don't figure out a way around, there's a good chance Mario might.
Yeah, it looks like Mario has really found some pace. You know, we saw it in race 1. The guy can run fast, and now here comes Glenn Sidman in the picture as well. So Avery McDonald right here. This is a tough part of the track for the number 24 here. So it'll be fun to see what happens here on this final turn. Here it is towards the start-finish line. They're heading down. The 24's got the lead. Avery McDonald, then Mario Girard. Heading down to the evil turn 1, and let's see what happens. All 3 drivers make it through just fine, following the race line and heading up towards the upward S's here. And good little race going on right here, Kate.
Yeah, point that probably needs to be made is that Mario Girard and Glenn Sidman is 1 lap ahead of JD and Avery, and they're looking to put those 2 1 lap down.
Yeah, and they're very close to doing so. 24 gets through the... Let's tell you what happens is, as I'm watching, the 24 gets through the bus stop faster, but then when they hit the carousel, the others catch up as it's a slower part there. And now you see Mario Girard right on the bumper of Avery McDonald. And here, this is the toughest part of the track. And all 3 cars are just riding through. And something's got to give here in just a second, I'm telling you, as they're riding close like this. This is a crazy moment, I think, coming up here, Kane, if we watch, heading towards the start-finish line. And everybody's tight right now. And you'll see going into turn 1, and oh no, is this trouble?
Oh, yeah, I see. Mario Girard just got into the back of you there, little JD, and kind of took him off course a little bit.
Yeah, tough break right there, and I actually felt really terrible when that happened. And of course, Mario, being the great guy that he is, said, "No, it was my fault, JD. I locked up my brakes and braked too late." And I said, "Yeah, it's just you being nice, Mario." That was a tough moment right there. I was trying to race with these guys for a minute. It was the highlight of my day just to be on the track with them, and I hate that happened. Mario had such good pace.
You guys were having a great race too. I mean, to keep it side by side with those guys for a couple laps like that, you and Avery were doing a great job. It was pretty exciting racing there. I'll give you guys that.
Yeah, it was, and I'm looking right now. Glenn Sidman making his move. He's trying to get around Avery McDonald right now. They're side by side going through turn number 8, heading towards the start-finish line, Kane. And this is a great battle towards the start-finish line. And Glenn Sidman just able to get the nose out over the start-finish line ahead. He will move in front of Avery McDonald and make a beautiful turn into turn 1. Tell you what, Glenn Sidman is fast through turn 1. I was just watching. He uses a good bit of the runoff area, but man, I'm telling you, he is fast through there.
Yeah, he's moved his way back up in fourth. Before all the pit stops, before it looked like he was back in the sixth. So between pit strategy and just and some speed, he's gained a couple positions back there.
Tell you right now, got to give some credit to the number 12 Woody's Lure Ford Falcon. Jason Lundy out in the lead right now. He has not made his pit stop yet, Kane, but still, it's good to see Jason Lundy out leading a lap or two. And the Woody's Lures Ford Falcon has looked great here in race number 2.
Yeah, it's a nice looking car too. Jason did a nice job on getting that car painted up for Woody's Lures, and it's just a nice looking car. Great job to Jason for letting his strategy get him in the lead for a little while. We'll see once he gets his pit stop out of the way where he winds up, but it's always fun to make a couple passes around the track in the lead.
Well, Nigel Baines has done it. He's put himself around Greg Carr, and that was the crucial battle that happened early in the race for the first position. And you know, once Lundy makes his pit stop, that's going to push Nigel Baines back out in the lead and should put Greg Carr out in second. It'll be kind of close to see how everything falls. But, man, I tell you what, that's a really big time makeup for Nigel Baines, as he did have the issue in pit road. If you guys remember, he fell short falling into his pit stall and didn't realize it for a second, and then had to move up. So he lost about a good 4 or 5 seconds there. So for him to make that back up on the track is just fantastic.
Well, turning the kind of laps that he's turning, I can definitely see how he was able to make it up, because he is just laying down some blistering times.
Yeah, he really is. Glenn Sidman is the silent stalker. You know what? He's done it again. I know he's in 4th place right now, but as soon as Jason Lundy takes that pit stop, guess where that puts him? In 3rd.
Definitely. That will definitely put him on the podium. And good shout out to Glenn Sidman. Got a shout out again to Jacob.
It must be the veggies, Jacob. Man.
Yeah, it could be. I definitely need to start eating my veggies, because I could use a few podiums myself.
If I ever get one, y'all better watch out. We're going to have an entire broadcast on how I got it. One day, ladies and gentlemen. But a good job by the number 83, man. He really does. He finds a way to get back up there, and there he is. I mean, always finding a way back to the front. And normally we don't get a lot of camera time on him, and I don't know why, but there he is. You see it. Avery McDonald back in the 5th position still has to make his pit stop, Kane, and he has a tough battle. And Nils Jordan on his bumper right now, and Chris Hogan right there. So all drivers, see what side by side right now going into turn 7 is Nils Jordan. He's going to make the pass on Avery McDonald. Chris Hogan goes to the inside, cannot make the pass. So I take that back. He does make the pass. Both drivers able to get around Avery McDonald right there. And a great job by Nils Jordan and Chris Hogan. Tony Klusterman currently coming up as well. This is a great fast-paced racing right here.
Yeah, Klusterman's had a little bit of bad luck this race, but definitely last race he was able to show that he's got some serious pace, and he does. He's definitely got some good pace on Watkins Glen, and seeing him coming back through the field after that earlier incident is well, that's good for Tony. I mean, that's great racing.
Man, it is outstanding for Tony Klusterman, currently in the 7th position. His next target is Chris Hogan. Can he get around the driver of the number 10 GetDirtyMX.com Ford Falcon? Only time will tell, but time is running up short, Kane. We're on lap 23 of 26 here at Watkins Glen. This is week 10 of the GV8 season. It has been one phenomenal season. This is our 2nd season ever, and trying to see if Greg Carr can defend his championship again. He is the points leader, currently in second place. We talked about it before the race. If he continues to get these high finishes, Kane, it is nothing anybody can do. He controls his own destiny.
Tony gets loose and into the...
Oh,
what a save.
What a save for Klusterman. You say it again. Say it again, Kane. What a save by Tony Klusterman right there. That could have been devastational.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that's a word, but if it is a word, it definitely could have been devastational for Tony Klusterman.
I think it's a word. But if not, it's a new JD broadcast word.
Yeah, that sounds good anyway.
Hey, I love looking out of the rear view of... I love the camera view looking out of the rear of Chris Hogan's car there, giving a nice shot out to Gross MTV on the wing there. That's pretty neat. I like that. You're currently watching Gross MTV right now, and it is brought to you by GetDirtyMX.com. We want to thank GetDirtyMX.com for being on board with us all season long. They really have done a tremendous job being the sponsor and helping us out here on the broadcast. They have been all on board with us all season long. Kane Kraft mentioned it in race number 1. These guys truly have been huge supporters of us, and not only us, they're huge supporters of young racers. They help out racers and young racers indeed in the motocross and supercross world. And so thanks a lot to GetDirtyMX.com for being on board with us all season long. We really do appreciate it. We're on lap number 25, guys. It's going to happen here soon. Nigel Baines currently is out in the lead as he's in second place. Jason Lundy currently has the lead, but Jason is going to have to make that pit stop, and here he goes right now, Kane. He's heading into pits right now.
Yeah, that's definitely going to move Nigel Baines back up into first, and Greg Carr up into second. And Greg is about 4.5 seconds behind Nigel, and with just a couple laps left here, it's not looking like there's a whole lot he's going to be able to do to catch up.
Well, right now, Nigel Baines comes out of turn 1 and has Avery McDonald right there leaving the pits. He does a fantastic job of getting around Avery and now making his way up the upward S's. And like you said, there's pretty much nothing that Greg Carr can do at this point here on the final lap. We can just watch the winner, should be the winner, make his final lap here. We see him going through the bus stop. Look how fast that Nigel is running right now. Just an unbelievable job. Here he goes around the carousel. He doesn't quite tuck in as tight as some of the other drivers, but carries tremendous speed through the carousel. Beautiful exit. It gives that supercar a lot of power coming out of the exit of the carousel. Now you see him going into turn 7. And he's going to hug the inside line. Like I said, not quite as tight as some of the other drivers, but just tremendous speed through those turns, Kane. And this is it, the final turn at Watkins Glen for our leader, Nigel Baines. And it's official. He has won back-to-back races as he won Brands Hatch. Then he comes here and takes both Watkins Glen races. What a fantastic job for the number 36 driver of the Spotty Dog Cake Marsden Ford Falcon.
Greg Carr fighting hard all race long to come in second place. Glenn Sidman, through pit strategy and just some sheer outspeed, has managed to sneak his way up into third. The Silent Stalker does it again with a little bit of help from Jacob, I assume, making him eat his vegetables.
That's right, buddy. Jason Lundy's able to pinch out fourth position with a close battle in Nils Jordan and Chris Hogan right behind him. Those drivers came in all together. Don't want to leave Tony Klusterman out of the mix. He was right there with him. Trevor Pickett just comes across in 8th position. Avery McDonald gets turned around. Oh boy, trouble for Avery McDonald, but I think he's going to be okay. All he has to do is get the thing straightened up and take it across the finish line. He should be okay. I don't think he has a threat that's real close by at the current time. That could have been crucial there. We'll do a final rundown here in just a minute, Kane. What a fantastic job by all the drivers here today.
Yeah, I think since Nigel already crossed the checkers, I think it has already counted the races over, if I'm not mistaken, since
Yeah.
he's over in front of Avery there. So I think Avery's okay. I don't think he's got to cross the line to be scored.
So everything is how it is, and we'll do a rundown in just a second. Do want to say with the news that we just heard from Kane that it should be okay for Avery McDonald. He gets 2 ninth-place finishes, and the 2 top 10s are good enough to give him the first ever broadcaster challenge at the Glen Championship. So he wins the race and he wins the broadcaster race. Let's say that he gets 2 top 10s. Nigel Baines doing a killer burn out there on his victory. He takes both victories here at Watkins Glen. It's been a fantastic week of racing here on week 10 in the GV8s, Kane.
Avery McDonald doing his victory spin out for winning the broadcaster challenge.
Well deserved, bud. Well deserved. Avery went in there. I checked the votes on the Grassim website, and this is how it went. You had virtually 30% of the votes was for myself, and then secondly, there was 38% of the votes went to Kane Kraft, and then it was like 30 and a half. It was some odd number to make up for the difference. It was like basically 31% for me and Avery. We were tied, and then you had the most votes, Kane. And but it was
that's
one
sorry to
vote
disappoint
separated us.
that one extra person that set me apart. But yeah, I had a tough night. I didn't quite get through the first lap of the race without some kind of incident. But yeah, it is what it is.
Well, I will say this, Kane Kraft was definitely the favorite going into the broadcaster challenge. He is definitely faster than Avery McDonald and myself, so we know next time we're going to have to watch out, especially next time after this one for Kane. He is definitely going to be coming for some heads.
Well, as we know from watching this week in and week out, speed is not everything. You've got to finish the race, and you've got to finish it clean and be consistent, and that is where I failed tonight. I just wasn't able to to get through the laps clean. So by staying clean and consistent, Avery McDonald pulled through with a 9th-place finish each race and won the broadcaster challenge. Very well deserved.
Yeah, fantastic job by Avery. Congratulations from your two buddies up here in the commentary booth. I guess that's what he wins besides the trophy is a night off from broadcasting. So good job for Avery there. Congratulations. But moving on to the rest of the GV8, the real guys that deserve all the points in the league and the guys that come in here and do this week in and week out. Congratulations to all the drivers that participated here at Watkins Glen. I want to do a rundown of the final official results here at Watkins Glen, Kane. And what we had in first place, congratulations, winning both races, is the number 36 driver of Nigel Baines. Good job for Nigel as he takes 2 wins back to back. In second place, battled really good, was the number 9 Can-Am Motorsports car of Greg Carr. In third place is going to be the number 83 True Blue Ford Falcon of Glenn Sidman. Fourth is the number 12 Woody's Lures Ford Falcon of Jason Lundy. Nils Jordan did good in the Redback Ford, number 5, and Nils Jordan finished 5th. And Chris Hogan battled hard in the GetDirtyMX.com Ford, and the number 10 car finished in the 6th position. The Never Quit Racing Ford Falcon of Tony Klusterman finished 7th, with Trevor Pickett in the number 92 finishing in 8th. Avery McDonald in the Peak Ford Falcon finished in 9th position and won the Broadcaster Challenge. Kyle Heron in the number 25 Ford Falcon finished in 10th. Zach Baker in the 513 Ford finished in 11th. J.D. Smith in the GetDirtyMX.com number 24 Ford Falcon finished in 12th. Mark Myers finished in 13th place in the 04 Fago Ford, and Peter Hebron battled hard in the Martini Ford Falcon to finish in the 14th position. Mario Gerard does not deserve the 15th. He deserves to be a lot higher, but the number 27 Road Shark Racer finished 15th. It definitely didn't show his skill level, though. He was just fantastic all weekend long. Jason Fox in the number 51 Ford Falcon finished in 16th. Kane Kraft finished in the 17th position in the number 14 Bohms Ford Falcon. His position did not show his finishing result either. He just had a rough break, and he's definitely faster than that. And I know we'll see it on the next broadcaster challenge. So Daniil Menikoff finished 18th and round out our field in the number 47, and that is how we ran here at race 2 at Watkins Glen. Kane, I know before we get a little word with the drivers in just a little bit, it's going to be fun to hear what they have to say after driving around with us down there with them. But a fantastic job by all the drivers. Especially, we want to thank all of them from all the broadcasters for letting us run with them this week at Watkins Glen. It truly was an honor to get it down there and drive with them on the track.
Yeah, no doubt. I had a lot of fun, and my main concern was I really didn't want to cost any of the guys really running for points anything, because this was our first and only race this season, so it really stinks that I got into Tony a little bit there. I hope I didn't damage his car much, and somebody in lap 1, I didn't even know who it was that got into me, and it may have kind of took me out of the race, but ultimately it probably damaged their car, and knowing that those guys are running for points, that's what really bugs me the most, is it could have hindered their race, so that really stinks from my point of view anyway. But otherwise, other than that, I really had a lot of fun. It was nice to be on the track for a change, and the competitive side of me really thinks it stinks that I wasn't able to finish the second race, but ultimately I had a great time.
Yeah, I had a wonderful time too, Kane, and like I said, your result doesn't show the skill level because obviously you're definitely out of the 3 broadcasters, you're definitely the fastest, running about a full second and a half, maybe even 2 seconds over what me and Avery can run. Avery is about a second faster than me, so it's fun, and we're learning. This is, I've only been in a few GV8 races, and we joined together, but I'm still learning this thing, and I learned a lot of lessons tonight. Really sorry to Mario Gerard, and definitely for our incident. Of course, you'll hear him in the interview say that it was his fault, but I apologize to you, Mario, and apologize to Kane for holding up the traffic there that caused him and Tony to get up there. I was trying to hold my own, and first race was a little rough on me, and then the second race I really came through. I stayed to my race plan and just tried to be smooth and not try to overdo it. And I think the excitement in me in the first race got a hold of me, Kane, and that's really what led to the first race. And I apologize to all the drivers. I definitely learned some lessons here in the race today. It's been a while, a little rusty. So happy to be there. Thanks a lot, guys. And want to thank
it. Fun.
Oh, definitely, man, and we really want to thank Get30MX.com one more time, and that's what Chris Hogan and myself, we decided to run it as a team, and we wanted to be Team Get30MX.com to show our support for our wonderful sponsor. Hope they continue to sponsor our broadcast, Kane. That would be outstanding. But moving along, I think we're going to have some words from the drivers here in just a moment, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think they're about ready for interviews.
All right, guys. Well, listen up as we get this thing started. Race, I want to go ahead and conduct a few interviews with some of our fellow drivers. First, I want to get Jason Lundy and have a word with him. Jason, can you get a copy in there, buddy?
I got you loud and clear, JD.
Awesome, my friend. And how was the race from your point of view? It's a little difficult as I haven't been able to see from above yet.
Yeah, race 1 was tough for me. I spun on the second lap in the last corner, just put a wheel in the grass, and that was it. But a good drive back from last, back up to 11th, and I had a good battle with Kyle. Tried to get that 10th spot, but he just edged me out.
It's always fun. Watkins Glen was a real treat. We only have a few weeks left here at in the GV8. Next week we'll be heading out to Virginia International Raceway. How familiar are you out there in Virginia?
I've been there before in the Daytona prototype and the Mazda MX-5 with the Grand Touring Cup Series in iRacing, but never the V8 Supercar, and I'm kind of looking forward to it, but also kind of scared because it looks like a tough track.
Yeah, it's definitely scary looking for somebody like me, but I'm sure somebody with your driving ability should be able to pull it off real nicely, Jason. So look forward to seeing you next week, Jason, and thanks for coming and talking with us, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys.
And that is Jason Lundy right there. Always good talking with Jason. Next, I want to get into here the close runner-up in race 1 and number 2, driver of the number 5 Can-Am Motorsports Ford Falcon, Greg Carr. Greg, good run all in all from what I could tell here at Watkins Glen, buddy. What was it like for you?
Yeah, it was a pretty good run. Took it a little easy on the first race. I wanted to at least start second or in the top 5 for the second race, and tried a little pit strategy in the second one, and it looked like maybe Nigel got caught maybe behind a few cars or something, but I gained quite a bit of time and had a run going on him, but once the tires got heated back up, I started losing ground. But hey, I'll take second both races. A lot better result than I had the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, man, 2 podiums back-to-back, 2 second-place finishes is definitely something to be proud of. I know you would have liked to have got a win, but shoot, man, second place, that's going to make you just even more deadly in the points championship this season.
Yeah, that's the plan. I see Nigel's creeping in on me, so we got to keep the podiums going, or at least finish close to him, and see if we can squeak this out. And it's good running with Nigel. He's always pretty clean, and I had to give him a little tap there on the victory lap, and the closest I got to him all race. So we'll see how VIR goes. Interesting track in this car. I've had alright success there, and I don't know. We'll see. Should be a fun week.
Yeah, excited to see how you do out at Virginia International Raceway, Greg. Good luck practicing, and look forward to seeing you next week on the track, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys. See you next week.
And that is Greg Carr, driver of the number 5 Can-Am Motorsports Ford Falcon. Next in the booth, I want to get our first congratulations to the number 36 in the new Spotty Dog M² Ford Falcon, Nigel Baines. Congratulations on victories in both race 1 and 2 today, buddy. Outstanding job out there on the track, and big time congratulations for you, Nigel.
Thanks very much, JD. First one was it felt more comfortable. The second one, the pit stop certainly made it interesting again for me. So I actually stopped short of my pit stall initially, and then crept in, and then came out of the pits in the wrong gear. So certainly gave Greg a few seconds, and he was pretty close there after the stops. So made it interesting for sure.
Can't wait to get up in the booth and watch it here in just a little bit. But definitely a big congratulations as you return to victory lane again. So it's really good to see you. The recent success, Nigel, hasn't gone unnoticed. It's definitely, you heard it from Greg, creeping up in the points. He's definitely feeling a little pressure from the 36. So that's got to be positive input on your part, and it's got to make you feel good going into Virginia next week.
Oh, for sure. It's always good to give Greg something to think about, for sure. But yeah, I think the points, especially after that result today for Greg there, he had to basically bomb, I think, the last 5 rounds in a row, so not much chance of that. But we'll see what happens, you never know, and we'll just keep plugging away. The new livery and the team seems to be working well for me. Not so good for Marty, but it's coming along.
I tell you what, I'm hope we get to see Marty out in Virginia. I hated we missed him here. I know he was planning 100% on participating this afternoon at Watkins Glen, and unfortunately was unable to make it. So hopefully we'll see both teammates on the track next week, buddy.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I don't know how many people here have experience of VIR in this car. I know I've driven it in a different car and found it pretty challenging, so I can imagine the V8 is going to be a real handful there. So, but we'll see how it goes. We'll give it our best shot, and hopefully we can take a podium again next week.
Absolutely, buddy. Congratulations. I will say this: I'm very, very happy that the Broadcaster Challenge was at Watkins Glen and not next weekend, buddy. That's for sure. It's going to be a tough challenge for everybody, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, as you mentioned, that a shout out to Avery there, obviously for taking that commentator's challenge tonight. I think he drove 2 solid races. So yeah, well done, and well done to everybody else too.
Yeah, and since thanks for talking with us always, Nigel. It's always a pleasure. And talking about the broadcaster challenges, he finished 9th in both races. Fellow broadcaster Avery McDonald right here in the booth with us. Avery, congratulations, buddy! You did it. You were able to cap off the broadcasters challenge. You'll be winning the golden microphone, my friend, in the first ever broadcast challenge here at Watkins Glen. What you want to say about it, big guy?
Well, I kind of came into this race knowing I was probably the second quickest out of the 3. Kane had some issues early in the race, which kind of gave me a little motivation to keep going. Biggest thing for me was running consistent lap times and try to stay ahead of everybody. I know in the first race, Kyle and I know Kyle was one of them, but we had a real tough battle. Jason Lundy too. Those guys are about a second half behind me. So, it was tough. Those guys are catching up to me, and I just had to run consistent times to keep going. But, took home 2 9th-place finishes, and took home the broadcaster championship. So I'm pretty happy with that performance, and I wish it was my debut, but it wasn't. But I'm pretty happy with it.
Well, thanks again, Avery. Always a pleasure. We'll have to do that again next season. We'll have to come back and challenge you, and you'll have to defend your trophy. So next, I want to get a good chat with my old teammate, Chris Hogan there in the number 10 Get Dirty MX Ford Falcon. He had a fantastic race here at Watkins Glen in both races. Chris, how you doing out there?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, buddy. It was so good to get out there and race with you.
Yeah, no, it was a bunch of fun. No, it was real good.
Well, you had a good job this week. Good improvement again for Chris Hogan, and we're looking forward to seeing you next week going into Virginia. I know it's probably going to be a new track to you in the V8.
Yeah, it certainly is, mate. I haven't run that one of it all, so I'll try and get some practice in and see how we fare.
That sounds like a great plan, Chris. Always great talking to you, buddy. And once again, congratulations on a great performance today.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, I made a tactical error there with the pit stops. I think I pitted a bit too early, and I just sort of got caught up in a bit of traffic and lost a bit of time. But I think Jason was the man of the minute for the second race. He did really well.
Yeah, definitely. Jason Lundy looked very good from what I could see. It's going to be fun to see. Jason Fox was up there too. I don't know which Jason you're talking about there, but definitely good fun, Chris.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, I meant Jason Lundy. Yeah, Jason Fox and I, we had great battles in both races there. He's a pretty quick guy.
Yeah, he definitely is. Well, thanks again for talking to us, Chris. We look forward to seeing you, buddy. Get Dirty MX seemed like we had a pretty good day today, so I'll take it.
Yeah, me too, mate. Good on you.
And next, I want to talk to you. He's known as the Silent Stalker in the True Blue Ford Falcon. Always finding his way up in the podium, man. He did it here in race 2 for sure. Glenn Sidman, fantastic job tonight here at Watkins Glen, buddy. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks, JD. And I just kind of hung out, and I got to say, I watched a really good battle with Mario and Tony in the first race. Dodged a broadcaster in that race too, I think. Had a good race with Avery too. Congratulations to him. And it was a good time. Thanks to those who made mistakes and let me finish on the podium again. Mario, you ran a lot better than you finished, man. You should have been up there.
Yeah, before I move on to interviewing Mario, I want to say, Glenn, one more time, congratulations, and definitely best of luck to you out at Virginia International Raceway, buddy.
All right, thanks, JD. We'll see you at VR.
Absolutely, buddy. Good job. And that is Glenn Sidman, everybody. Always doing a killer job here in the GV8s. But for now, it's time to move on to Mario Girard. And I want to throw out the biggest apology as I got into Mario in turn 1 in race 2 there. So I want to apologize to you big time, Mario. You were doing a phenomenal job, and you ran into an inexperienced young driver, and I apologize, buddy.
Hey, no problem, GD. Like I said, that was my fault. I brake my a little bit too late and punched you out in turn one. But I have to say, it was an awesome race tonight. We have two awesome races. Like Gen said, it was fantastic battle between him, Tony. Have to say, it was quite a challenge night.
Yeah, it really was. It was really fun to watch. I can't wait to get up in the booth and really analyze everything and watch it from above. It makes it a little bit easier to see everybody, and that's what we plan to do here soon. So, always good talking to you, Mario. Just like Glenn said, I know you raced a lot better than your final result there. So congratulations on a good job. I know you wanted to finish better. I think for some reason something tells me Virginia International Raceway is going to kind of help, show your driving style out there. I took a few laps out there, and I just think it's going to be a good Mario Girard track. So we'll see. I know you probably want to get out there and get some practice done, but it seems like nobody has the advantage out there. So looks like whoever's going to be able to get the practice in is going to be able to get a big advantage.
Absolutely. And when are we looking to see you on the track again?
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, I do plan, me and Kane both, and I know for sure me and him are planning on running in the Super Cup, but nothing's better than running in the V8s. But you guys know we love broadcasting for you, so we'll definitely get back on the track again. That's for sure. It's that's my favorite car to run, and that's where I actually met all you guys, was joining as a rookie, a true rookie in that series, and had a blast, and it led to the broadcast. So I feel like I owe the GV8 a lot, and I really enjoyed running with you guys here today.
Well, thank you guys.
Absolutely, Mario. That's Mario Girard, everybody. And another person they were talking about is right here with us, who was battling with Mario and everybody, and saw him go by me real fast in the Never Quit Racing Ford. That's Tony Klusterman. Tony, how you doing, pal?
Great, JD. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing phenomenal, man. Like I said, I got the racing in my blood again. It surely is fun getting down there on the track with you guys. We get to see up in the booth each and every week, but when we're down there on the track with you, it's a totally different story, and it truly is a treat, man. It was fun watching you fly by me like that. You sure do get fast down there, buddy.
Well, it was a great race. Two races were fantastic, and I have to say that the competition this week was the tightest it's ever been. There was some really, really great battles. Nils Jordan finished 5th in this race. Had a really, really steady race. Mario and I had a pretty tough battle there for a bit. I was trying to catch Chris at the end of this race, and it was pretty exciting. In fact, I think that if you take a look at the replays of these two races tonight, you could make yourself one hell of a highlight reel for all the situations that happened out there tonight.
Tony, that's actually a fantastic idea. We're about to look at it here shortly, and I can't wait to do it. Hopefully the guys will be up for it, because it's going to be a treat to watch what happened there. It really looked like what you're saying is true. I mean, I just seen it all around me. I got to see a little bit of everybody as I got lapped in race 1 twice, I think. So it truly was fun. So always good talking to you, Tony. Best of luck to you out at Virginia International Raceway next week.
Thanks a lot, JD. If I can, I just want to say a good friend of mine passed away today, Rick McLeod, the gentleman that started racing against MS, and that's the logo that I carry on my car. And he's just a fantastic fella, and I wish I could have done better for him tonight.
Oh, buddy. Well, our thoughts and prayers are out for you and his family, and always tough to see a good friend go and a good racer.
Thanks, JD.
Absolutely, buddy. And that's Tony Klusterman, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait to see you next week, Tony. And next, we're going to have a word with Trevor Pickett, who came in. And Trevor, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. It's been a very, very great race today. The competition was awesome, and first race had a bit of a slip up at the start, and but I think came out with a decent finish in the second race.
Yeah, it ended up sounded like you did pretty good there. I heard you several times talking to me in the radio, so I don't know if you're telling me to get out of the way or what, but
Nah,
it was
nah.
definitely fun though, but I enjoyed it. And we really look forward to seeing you next week at Virginia International Raceway. It's going to be definitely a treat to see these V8 supercars get on a circuit like that. It is definitely against the normal. So it'll be something new and exciting, that's for sure.
Yeah, Zach's been teaching me things about VIR because it's quite a hard track to when you first learn it, but you can work from that. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting race and pretty awesome. And yeah,
Well, thanks for talking with us, Trevor, and best of luck to you next week, buddy.
yeah, thank you. And I'd just like to thank our sponsor, Botanica Health and Healing.
Absolutely, buddy. Thanks for coming on board with us, Trevor. We appreciate
Yeah.
it, buddy.
Thanks, Jody.
Absolutely. I don't want to leave out last but not least Zach Baker. Phenomenal job tonight. I know he had some issues there with a connection. Zach, you there with us, buddy? He may be gone. I don't know if he can hear me or not. Zach Baker, one more time, buddy. You there?
You could coming out.
All right, there we go. We got you, buddy. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, not too good. Yeah, internet problems.
Well, what you do is call him up on the phone and tell him you want his money back or you want a good service. That's what you do right there, Zach.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story just real quick if you can hear me. When I first joined the GV8, my very first race at Phillip Island, I had a decent start and had a great race for me as a noob, and I had word from the other drivers that I was blinking in really bad, and so what I did was I just floated back to no man's land and had my own race and had a good time. But what I did was I got on the phone, called up the internet company and said, look, I give you this much money a month. If my car's blinking, I'm dropping your service. And we got it fixed. And but sometimes it takes that extra phone call to the companies to get them straightened out. So we'll be rooting for you to get it fixed for Virginia, buddy.
Yeah, sure. You fix it for Virginia. It's unfortunate tonight, and apologies go out to guys if I got in their way or bumped them due to the net coding.
I think everybody was okay, Zach. So there's no worries there, pal. Just good to see you and hope to see you back on the track at Virginia, man.
Thank you very much, JD.
Absolutely. And guys, I also want to give a shout out to Kane Kraft, who raced with us as well. Kane, how you doing, buddy?
Doing fantastic. It was an excellent race tonight. I am stoked to be a part of it, and super glad that I joined and raced in it. I'd like to thank all the guys who made the negative. Like to thank all the guys that came out and made the broadcaster challenge a success. And congratulations to Avery for winning the broadcaster challenge, and thanks to JD for kind of making this thing possible. And congratulations to Nigel Baines, and congratulations to Greg Carr, second place, and Glenn Sidman to take the third place. And we'll see you guys next week as we go to Virginia International Raceway. And yeah, so that's going to be it. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in, and well, see you next week.